What's up, guys? Today is going to be the first video of this little series I'm doing on our new 2021 Toyota 4Runner. This video is going to focus exclusively on the touch keypad entry system. This is an option that is equipped on some 4Runners. I'm not sure what all areas of the country are offered this. But this was something that my dealer had installed on this vehicle. We actually did not order this one. This one just happened to be on the lot. And after we went over the car, we learned it actually had this feature. And we actually love it. And we'll go over some of the benefits of it. We'll answer some of the questions that we have already seen that people have had. And we'll show you how it works. So the first thing is, this is what Toyota is calling the touch keypad entry system. And as I mentioned in the first video where I introduced this vehicle, if you're familiar with Ford has had something very similar to this for at least 30 years. And it's pretty convenient. I mean, you know, you have the ability to unlock and lock your car without keys. And so I know sometimes I'll go down to the garage, need to grab something out of the car real quick and forget that it's locked, or I don't have my key, or, you know, there's a lot of different situations where that would happen. And it's nice to be able to just run up to the car and actually unlock it. And I'm focusing on the windshield here because this is actually the keypad. And so unlike Ford, which is on the pillar by the driver's door, Toyota has opted to put a touch sensor just below the windshield. And not gonna lie, at first I was concerned because these windshields are already quite expensive because of the new Toyota Safety Sense, because there's a camera up there, and then a lot of people don't realize there's actually a sensor embedded into the windshield. And so I was like, oh great, you know, this is another thing that's gonna add to the cost of a replacement windshield in the event that a rock chips it. But to my surprise, it's not actually part of the windshield. It is just below the windshield. Which is fantastic. So this windshield actually doesn't cost any extra compared to the ones that don't have this feature. It's just something that your windshield repair company or dealership would just have to work around when they're installing the new one. But I'm going to jump out real quick and I'm going to show you the keypad, and we'll show you how it works, and then we'll go through some of the questions I've seen online that doesn't seem to have been answered yet. Okay, so now we are outside of the vehicle, and I will say I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure the vehicle has to be equipped with keyless entry. So I believe you have to have the keyless entry system, which also comes with push to start, and it also comes with the keyless entry where you can lock it on the handle and then give it a second and then unlock it on the handle as well. Now, I could be wrong. This might be able to be equipped with the standard entry as well, because this is an add-on. But just something to be mindful of. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my key and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put it in the car. So we'll throw it in the seat. And so I'm not touching the handle. As you can see, car is unlocked. Now, what Toyota tells you to do, and you can see it on here, is they tell you to hold the 7 and 8 key and the 3 and 4 key. The first thing you got to do is you got to wake it up, and then once you do that, if you can hear, it locked the door. So I come over here, and the door's locked. So one of the first questions that I've seen online is, will this work with the smart key, and will the car just unlock itself if the smart key is inside? And so it does seem that Toyota has set the system up to where it won't let the car unlock. And I'll go to the other side too, because the unlock feature is on the passenger side as well. As you can see, it will not let you unlock the car, even though the key, I probably can't see it because of the glare, is sitting on the driver's seat. Okay, so once we have locked the car and we've established that the key will not unlock the car, you're probably asking yourself, what would be the point of this? Why would I need this? And so besides the first situation I gave where you might run down to your garage, forget the key upstairs, and you're not able to unlock the car if it locks itself, you might want to go to the lake or the beach, or you might want to go out for a run, and you might not want to hold on to your keys. And so this is a nice, convenient way that you can leave your keys in the car and not have to bring them with you when you're going on your adventures. And I think this is fantastic. I like to hike particularly, or paddleboard, and one of the concerns I always have is the potential to lose my key. Heaven forbid you're paddleboarding or kayaking and you flip and your key goes in the water. I actually had a good friend that happened to, and it was not a pleasant day, because we had to go through quite a bit to get him another key so we could make it home. So I will say this is a nice addition to the car. So now I'm gonna enter my code. I'm gonna unlock the car. And then the other feature I want to go over that doesn't seem to be answered is, in the event that I leave my windows down, or heaven forbid somebody smashes the windows out, will this vehicle start since the key is already inside of the car? And I was curious about that as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in, I'm going to roll down the driver's window, I'm going to reach around, I'm going to lock this, I'm going to wait on it to set, so I'll give it about a minute. And then once it is set, I'm going to reach over and push the start button and see if it starts. Okay, so I didn't want to show you guys my code, but it's as simple as typing in your 5-digit code and then the car will unlock. So now we are back in the vehicle. And what I'm going to do is push the button to get the power on. I'm going to roll down the driver's side window. I'm going to turn it back off. And I'm going to reach outside the window, which is a little difficult. Okay, so now I've locked up the vehicle. The key is down here. And we can see the vehicle is armed. And the door is locked. So my question is, now that I am in the car and I have the key fob, will the vehicle start? And I really hope it does not, because then that kind of defeats the purpose of this. So hopefully either nothing happens or the alarm goes off. So let's try it now. I'm going to depress the brake pedal. I'm going to push this, and it says depress brake pedal and push engine to start. So it does look like one of the flaws of this is it will actually start the vehicle. So I'm kind of surprised. All right, so let's see. Let me just unlock it. And it doesn't seem to have engaged the alarm or anything. Very surprised. Well, guys, after reviewing the manual and looking at the quick card again, it does seem to appear that the intent for this is what I first suspected, which is it's simply just meant to unlock and lock the car when you're not near your key. It's probably not intended for it's not intended for this to work if you leave the key in it. That's not to say you could not leave the key in it. It's just be mindful that in the event that you leave your windows down, or heaven forbid somebody does bust the windows out, if they do get adventurous and want to try to start the car, it will actually start. So I do think this would still be a good idea if you were close by, maybe, like if you had the car within the line of sight, you know, particularly if you're like at the beach or something. But definitely word of caution. I'm quite surprised, not disappointed. I still think the feature is very useful, particularly for the handful of times I've already used it. It's just something to be mindful of. You know, you could also probably get away with, you know, maybe putting the key somewhere else, or buying a waterproof bag, which is what I'm accustomed to when you do go kayaking and paddleboarding and things of that nature. But at the very least, I guess, even if you were to lose your key, you can at least get into the vehicle. So in the event that you do lose your key, if you do lock your phone in the car, for instance, you have the option to retrieve it. So overall, I think the feature is helpful. It's definitely nice to see Toyota branching out and adding things. But we'll see. I'll revisit this at some point with a long-term review and see how it holds up. All right. as always, thanks for watching. And if you liked what you saw or have critiques to what you saw, please comment, like, subscribe, and hopefully we'll keep making more stuff.